Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40K Imperial Guard Tactics video. Now before we get into today's video, I want to say a big thank you to poor Rasmussen for sending in these pictures of his really cool Armageddon Steel Legion. Now you guys know I'm a Steel Legion fan. Last year I put together a 2,500 point Steel Legion list and I fell in love with the army and the playstyle. And these pictures are really, really cool. I really like the paint scheme. It's kind of similar to my own, but also a bit different. I really like the Chimera conversions. You'll see them come up in a couple of pictures. I think it's a Chimera conversion. That sort of back set turret. I know the turrets from Forge World and the sort of armor skirts are from Forge World. They look really good, but I really like the conversion, so the hull is set further back. Don't know if that is a conversion, if that's just a Forge World variant of the Chimera, but if someone could tell me where I could get my hands on a Chimera like that, I would be very, very interested indeed. Thank you for sending these pictures in, Port. Really impressed. Also like the fact you've got a lot of foot-based Steel Legionnaires. I mean, I instinctively think all Steel Legions should be in Chimeras, but when you think about it, the Steel Legion do spend a lot of their time on foot. I mean, they fight in hive cities. Armoured vehicles aren't that great inside hive cities. You're going to be doing a lot of foot slogging. So, yeah, I do really like the idea of having a lot of foot slogging Steel Legion. So I'm going to have to look into that a bit more. Maybe pick myself up a few more Steel Legion boxes, get 100 Steel Legion infantry, foot marching. Have to see. Anyway, thanks for these pictures, and if anyone else has any cool pictures that they want to send in, please post on my Facebook page. There will be a link down in the description below, and I'll use them in a video if they're cool, because I like to show a little bit of appreciation to you guys and show off some of the really good paint schemes and action shots that you guys come up with. But without further ado, gone on for a little bit here with 2 minutes. Let's crack on with the video, and we're going to keep that Steel Legion theme going. We're going to review Commissar Yarrick. Now, until recently, Commissar Yarrick was good, but he was a little overpriced. He was 135 points. But post-Chapter Approved 2018, he's now gone down to just 100 points. And that has made me try Yarrick out. And I have to say, I've only used him in one game so far, but I am very impressed with the old man. Old man Yarrick, he is a very interesting HQ choice, and I could definitely see myself taking him in my Steel Legion list going forward. So let's take a look. What do you now get for your 100 points? Well, you get a very similar profile to a Lord Commissar. Movement 6 inches, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength 3. So far, so Lord Commissar. But Commissar Yarrick is toughness 4, which does help a little bit. He's still only got 4 wounds, he's still only got 3 attacks, and he's got leadership 9, which he gives to everyone around him. And he's got a 4+ save. So essentially what we're looking at here so far is just a Lord Commissar with an extra toughness. However, Yarrick is armed with a bolt pistol, a storm bolter, a power claw, and the Bale Eye. Now what does that do? Now the Bale Eye is a 6-inch range pistol, and it's essentially, he has a laser eye, guys. And the fluff behind this is the Orks got so afraid of Yarrick in the Second War for Armageddon that they believed he could kill with just a look, and so Yarrick wanted to play upon the Orc superstition, so he had one of his eyes replaced with an augmentic Bale Eye. And it's essentially, guys, he had his eye replaced with a hotshot las pistol. Because it's a range 6 inches, pistol 1, strength 3, AP -2, 1 damage. That's really, really cool. That's just cool that's just rule of cool already. You know what I'm like for rule of cool. I'm a big believer in it. Bolt pistol, you're never ever going to use it, really. The Storm Bolt is pretty cool. 24-inch range, rapid fire, 2, strength 4. Pretty standard. And the Power Claw, that's also pretty cool. So, Yarrick doesn't have a Power Fist, he has a Power Claw. Now, it's exactly the same for all intents and purposes. It's strength times 2, AP -3, damage D3, -1 to hit. But it's just cool that he got that there was, again, fluff-wise, the reason he has a power claw is because in the defense of Hades' hive, the Orks managed to breach the Imperial Guard defense, and there was a war boss that was not Gazgul Thacker, just a war boss, or like a regular, just a boss Ork basically. Some accounts say it was a knob, some say it was a war boss, but there was a big, we'll say a boss leading this Ork force, and Yarrick got in a one-on-one duel with it, and the Orks hung back and the guard hung back, and Yarrick won the duel. But his arm was cut off by the Ork's power claw. But he was able to, but before he passed out from blood loss, he decapitated the Ork and held up its head for all the other Orks to see. And they all fled because they were like, holy shit, a Humie just went one-on-one with a regular Ork boss. And because Yarrick had lost his arm, he had it replaced with the power claw. Again, as a trophy, because he knows Orks, he understands them, and he knows that if an Ork sees a human rocking a fucking power claw, then they've done something to get that power claw, which is worthy of respect. So that's just cool as well. Cool as well. Now, I need a quick drink. Now, as stated, Yarrick is a standard aura of... So you can already see, you've got a Lord Commissar who's got a Stormbolt and a Power Fist. So that's already built into his points. So you think about it, that the base Yarrick model is a Lord Commissar, which is 30 points. And he's got 10 points of equipment here. If you include the 10 points of equipment. So, it's about 40 points. So where are those other 60 points being spent? Okay, well, first off, Yarrick has a 4+ invulnerable save. That's really, really, he's got a power field. It's not a refract field, it's a power field. 4+ invuln save. That's really, really good. Just makes him so much more survivable. He also has a rule called Iron Will. Roll a d6 each time Commissar Yarrick loses his final wound. On a 3+, that wound is not lost. Essentially, guys, when Yarrick's on his last wound, he gets a 3+ feel no pain. That's incredible. I think, now obviously it's balanced because he has to lose 4 wounds. Has to lose 3 wounds first, but I think that might be the best feel no pain roll that any character in 40k has. I don't know anyone else who has a 3+ feel no pain. Not even Mortarion has a 3+ feel no pain. And he's the Primarch of the Death Guard. So that's incredible. And I can say in my last game, if you've watched the battle report, it's up now. Yarrick gets targeted by a Bright Lance, and he loses. I fail the 4+ to wound. I failed my 4+ invuln, and my opponent rolls 5 damage. Yarrick loses the first 3 wounds, nothing can do about it, and then he just passes 2 3-up saves, 2 3-up feel no pain. He just lives, and it stops my opponent from getting Warlord. And the reason why it's so good that Yarrick has that ability, because it means he can stick around for longer, and that is an effect that's an effect all the time. You can use a command reroll to keep it going if you need it to. But don't forget, Yarrick also have a rule called Hero of Hades' Hive. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 made for friendly Ash Military units within 6 inches of Commissar Yarrick. You may reroll any failed hit rolls for friendly Ash Military units within 6 inches of Commissar Yarrick when attacking Ork units. So that's in shooting and close combat. Now, that is actually a really, really good ability. Absolutely fantastic for a few reasons. It gives a lot of armies which aren't Cadian access to a Cadian-like buff. Now, yeah, you don't have to pay 100 points for it if you go Cadian. That's true, you don't. But for those of us out there, like me, who have a Mordian army, who have a Steel Legion army, we don't have access to the amazingness that is Cadian reroll once to hit. But also don't forget that this means that you can get reroll once to hit from Commissar Yarrick, and then you could put things like first rank fire, second rank fire. And if you've got Yarrick in a blob of 30-40 guardsmen, suddenly you've got 3 squads of guardsmen with 4 shots per guy and rerolling once to hit with an 18-inch rapid fire thanks to Steel Legion trait. That's really, really good. It almost gives you like a... It's like having a captain. Yeah, and you ask Cajun players, they love their reroll ones. You ask a Catachan player, they love Sergeant Harker. He's great. Now, the other thing to say is that you get to reroll all failed hits for friendly action military units within 6 inches of combat when attacking Orc units. What is like the meta army at the moment? Well, not the meta army, but what is one of the strongest armies at the moment? Orcs. Orcs with lots of mech guns and boys. And looters. You know, Orcs. If you go to a tournament, you can pretty much guarantee yourself you're going to come. If you go to a 2-day tournament, you're playing 5 games. You can pretty much guarantee yourself you're going to have at least 1 game versus Orcs. Probably going to have 2 games versus Orcs. They're really popular at the moment. They've really come out of the woodwork because they're a great army for fluff players. You know, loyal Orc players are finally getting their day in the sun, and also competitive players are jumping on it as well because Orcs are really, really good. Orcs can go toe to toe with IG, and there's not a lot of mono codex armies that can do that. They are really good. So you sort of so he's going to be useful no matter what rerolling ones, but against Orcs you're going to get a massive boost. It's kind of like taking Yarrick. It's kind of like playing the meta game. So that's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. That's Yarrick. Do I think he's good? Yes. If you make him your warlord, he has the warlord trait Master of Command, which means he gets to issue an order. So that's really, really good. That is really, really good. It basically means you're getting a junior officer, a Lord Commissar, and a Space Marine captain sort of all rolled into one for 100 points. That's pretty good. Can't complain. With the points reductions that my Steel Legion army has received, my Steel Legion army has gone down by about 260 points. I will definitely be including Commissar Yarrick going forward. He's really, really good. He lets me reroll all those. Like, my 2 Plasma Executioners, they can now reroll ones without any worries. 2 Conquerors can just go off and do whatever they want. All my, if I want to, I can have most of my Chimeras around him. I can have my 3 Sentinels around him. He's just universally good. And, or even better, if what you can do is you can have Yarrick leading a lone wolf squad. He's flexible. You can have him leading a lone wolf squad down the flank. He saves you points to the junior officer. He saves you, so you can have he's giving them reroll ones to hit. He's telling them first rank fire, second rank fire return. Everyone's rerolling ones to hit, including the Chimera, giving supporting fire. He's a really flexible unit. He gives you fire support. He's also a good counter-attack close combat unit, and he is very difficult for your opponent to kill and get rid of with 3+ Iron Will save. It's really good. So I like Yarrick. I like him a lot. He doesn't have to be taken in a Steel Legionist. He can be taken in any Imperial Guard army. Fluff wise, Steel Legion makes sense. But if you want to justify taking him in another army, you definitely can do. And don't forget, you can just use him as a count as Yarrick. It's just another famous Lord Commissar. You could proxy Cypher's Kane. If you wanted to use Hero of Imperium Cypher's Kane, you could use Yarrick's rules for him. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.